8 seconds. That's all it took. 8 seconds of video. A warm embrace, a daughter waving into frame, and suddenly the entire internet was talking. Body language experts were analyzing. And 1,200 miles away in Washington, D.C., the 47th President of the United States was watching. And he was not happy. The moment that started everything, it seemed innocent enough. Tiger Woods, standing near a statue of golf legend Ben Hogan at Riviera Country Club, composed, focused, the greatest golfer in history, alone with his thoughts before the Genesis Invitational. Then Vanessa Trump stepped into frame. She didn't wander in. She walked in with purpose. Her arms reached up and clasped around Tiger's neck. Her head rested against his shoulder, her body angled perfectly toward the cameras. Her smile warm, assured, and completely in control. Tiger's hand found her waist. For 8 seconds, they held the pose. Kai Trump stood nearby, watching her mother with that perfect mix of teenage amusement and genuine affection. Vanessa waved her over, and just like that, a family portrait was born. Mother, daughter, and the greatest golfer who ever lived, all smiling for the world. The video spread like wildfire. Within hours, millions of views across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Fans called it sweet, supporters called it heartwarming. But some experts saw something else entirely. What the experts saw. Body language analyst Judy James examined the footage, and what she found was not spontaneous affection. It was a carefully constructed signal. Vanessa, James explained, approached with what she called an announcement gesture, her arm extended before wrapping around Tiger with practiced, deliberate confidence. Her hands clasped around his neck to signal possession, her head tilted toward his to define them unmistakably as a couple. Tiger, by contrast, appeared cautious, hesitant. He stood alone initially, shuffling his feet, performing what James described as hard blinks, the body's way of processing an unexpected moment. When Vanessa moved in, he sucked his lips together in preparation, looking keen to get the pose right, happy to be led. And the most telling detail of all? The moment the pose ended, Tiger's smile dropped. The warmth that appeared for the cameras vanished just as quickly as it came. All we really see from this pose, James concluded, is what they want to project officially. Not raw intimacy, not unguarded emotion, a carefully controlled image of family stability delivered to the world with precision. The internet noticed too. "He looks so happy," one commenter wrote sarcastically. Another posted simply, "Tiger looks mildly annoyed." But while the internet debated freeze frames and body language, a far more consequential reaction was forming 1,200 miles away. Washington was watching. Donald Trump has never been shy about defending his family. The 47th president has built his entire public identity around loyalty to his children, to his brand, to his vision of America. And watching his former daughter-in-law wrapped around the greatest golfer in history on every screen in America, that was never going to slide without comment. Sources close to the White House say Trump first caught wind of the viral video during a briefing break. His initial reaction was reportedly muted, a raised eyebrow, a quiet word to an aide. But as the video kept circulating, as the headlines kept piling up, as Tiger and Vanessa started dominating sports coverage across every platform, something shifted. The president has always had a complicated relationship with Tiger, one insider revealed. They've been friends for years. Tiger accepted the Presidential Medal of Freedom from him in 2019. They've played golf together. But this is different. This is family. And family, for Donald Trump, is everything. The history. Vanessa's connection to the Trump family runs deep. She married Donald Trump Jr. in 2005 when Trump was still building the empire that would eventually propel him to the presidency. She raised his grandchildren. She was part of the inner circle. Even after the divorce in 2018, she remained woven into the fabric of the family through their 5 children, Kai, Donald III, Tristan, Spencer, and Chloe. Now she's the face of a new power couple. Not with just any celebrity, with Tiger Woods, the icon, the legend, the man who transcends sports in ways that even Trump understands. The optics are complicated, the insider continued. On one hand, the president genuinely likes Tiger. On the other hand, watching your former daughter-in-law become half of a global power couple with someone who isn't your son, that stings. No matter who you are. Trump's public silence in the days following the video was deafening. For a man who comments on everything, who turns every cultural moment into a rallying cry, the absence of a statement was itself a statement. Behind closed doors, the reaction was reportedly far more pointed. According to multiple sources, Trump expressed frustration that the narrative had shifted, that Tiger and Vanessa was now the story. that the Trump name was being attached to Woods in ways that felt deeply personal. He's not angry at Tiger, one source clarified. He's angry at the situation. He's protective of his family's image. And having Vanessa constantly in the spotlight with Woods, it's not what anyone expected. The irony? Trump himself gave this relationship his blessing. When it first went public in March 2025, he told reporters directly, "I love Tiger and I love Vanessa. I'm very happy for both. Let them both be happy." But that was then. This is now. And watching your former daughter-in-law become a global talking point with someone else is a very different experience from giving a blessing in the abstract. The family in the middle. Behind the viral videos and the White House murmurs, a far more delicate dance is playing out within the Trump family itself. Donald Trump Jr., Vanessa's ex-husband and the father of her 5 children, has remained conspicuously silent throughout the entire spectacle. Friends say that silence isn't anger, it's strategy. Don has moved on, a source close to the family explained. He's been in a serious relationship for over a year. He's happy. The last thing he wants is to be dragged into a tabloid war over his ex-wife's new relationship. But not wanting to be dragged in and not feeling anything are very different things. Sources say Don Jr. has privately expressed concern about how the constant media attention affects his children. Especially Kai, who at 18, on the verge of college at the University of Miami, with her own golf career and her own complicated dynamic with Charlie Woods, is now being photographed as part of her mother's new family portrait. That's a lot for any kid to handle, one insider noted quietly. Ivanka Trump has taken a different approach, quietly supportive, checking in with Vanessa privately, offering encouragement without inserting herself into the public narrative. Melania Trump's position is harder to read. As always, she maintains careful distance from the family's public dramas. If she has opinions about Tiger and Vanessa, she is keeping them entirely to herself. And the grandchildren Kai, Donald III, Tristan, Spencer, and Chloe are the ones caught in the middle of all of it. They love their mother, they respect their father. They're navigating a new blended family reality that includes everything from dinners together to watching their half-sister Kai grow closer to Tiger's son Charlie. Sources say Tiger has handled it with surprising grace. Patient, present, attending school events, playing with the younger kids, going all in when he easily could have kept his distance. He didn't have to do that, one source noted. That means something to Vanessa. It means something to the kids. And eventually it might mean something to the rest of the family too. What happens next? So where does this leave Tiger and Vanessa? And what does Trump's simmering reaction mean for their future? Let's be clear about one thing first. Tiger and Vanessa aren't going anywhere. The relationship has survived the initial shock of going public, the scrutiny of blending 2 massive families, and now the first real test of navigating Trump family politics. If anything, the drama has only solidified their bond. Tiger's been through worse, one source noted. He's faced public scrutiny that would destroy most people. A few unflattering headlines about his girlfriend's ex-father-in-law? That's nothing. As for Trump, insiders suggest he will likely do nothing publicly. He'll grumble privately, make his feelings known to those closest to him, and wait for the news cycle to move on. Because here's the complicating factor. Trump genuinely likes Tiger Woods. He said it publicly. He awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. They've played golf together. There is real mutual respect between 2 men who understand what it means to be larger than life. Attacking Tiger publicly would mean burning a bridge Trump might need someday. Not a smart play. So the most likely outcome? Quiet. For now. No public feud, no presidential statements. Just the quiet business of 2 people building a life together, raising 7 children, navigating impossible scrutiny, and letting the world move on to the next drama. The bottom line, the viral video changed nothing, and it changed everything. It showed the world a couple comfortable enough to pose together, confident enough to invite their daughter into the frame, human enough to let the cameras catch a moment that felt, despite everything the experts said, genuinely real. But it also reminded the world of something that Tiger Woods has always known. When you step into a spotlight this large, nothing stays private. Everything is scrutinized, everything is political, and everyone has an opinion. Tiger Woods has spent his entire career navigating impossible situations. This one is no different. For more coverage of the biggest stories in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.